Grow a Guardian. Whether you've played it or not, you've probably seen the absurd player counts it gets, and you might be wondering why. What makes this game so special? Why can't people stop playing it? Well, the real reason Grow a Guardian is so addictive goes way deeper than you think. And to explain it, we need to go all the way back to the very beginning. On March 25th, 2025, most of us are probably at school, at work, or busy playing Bloxburg, so I don't even know what you do. But in a corner of Roblox, a developer named Jandal was about to accidentally stumble onto something bigger than even Bitcoin. Grow a Guardian launched with the kind of player numbers that would make most indie developers dream about, 20 to 30,000 concurrent players. Respectable, sure, but on a platform where Bloxburg and Brookhaven reigned supreme with 6 to 800k concurrent players, this was modest, honestly. The concept was almost insultingly simple. Buy seeds, plant them, watch them grow, harvest fruit, sell fruit, buy better seeds, and repeat. That's it. That's the entire game. And yet, something was happening. Something that nobody, not even Jandal, could have predicted. 40,000 players became 80,000 players. 80,000 became 160. The numbers didn't just grow, they exploded. 200k, 400k, 600k, and then the impossible, 1 million concurrent players. This wasn't just a hit. Grow a Guardian accidentally cracked the code of what keeps people playing, and playing, and playing. There's a reason this game hooked millions, and it's very simple. Every 5 minutes, the shop resets. New seeds, new possibilities for you to improve your garden and get more money. 5 minutes, not 10, not an hour, just 5. Just long enough to keep you engaged, just short enough to make you think, I'll just wait for the next reset, I'm not gonna get off the game. Then there are the pets, goofy little creatures that boost your garden's productivity, each with different rarities and abilities. Suddenly, you're not just growing fruits to sell it, you're also focusing on the pet aspect of the game and trying to get better and more useful pets. But here's where Grow a Guardian becomes truly diabolical. The RNG system. Every fruit you grow is a slot machine poll. Size, shape, value, all randomized to some extent. But some fruits get mutations, rare traits that can multiply their value by thousands, millions, or even trillions. A regular candy blossom might sell for a few million in-game currency, but a mutated candy blossom with rare traits, we're talking billions or even trillions, is the difference between pocket change and buying a house. And then there's the whole reason you came back to the game, day after day. Your garden grows while you're offline. Log out, go to school, go to work, live your life, and come back to discover that your trees and fruits have fully grown, so you can just collect them or even get mutations. The anticipation of not knowing what you'll find creates a loop that will make Las Vegas jealous. Players began leaving the game open 24/7, AFKing for server-wide events. They could mutate their fruits. They do homework with Grow a Guardian running in the background, watching YouTube videos while the trees grew in real time, or even me while making this video, still waiting for you to subscribe. All of that creates this bizarre new form of passive engagement. But Grow a Guardian didn't just succeed because of good design, it succeeded because it was accidentally perfect for the content creation economy. The game's simple visuals and shocking RNG moments made it ideal for TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
Oh, you'll donate $500 if I get a grand tomato? Okay, watch this. Go ahead, get your credit card ready.
It all became a viral format. Creators who previously did Bloxburg found themselves with millions of views by giving away disco beats to their viewers. This wasn't just content, this was accessible content to anyone. You didn't need to understand complex mechanics or follow storylines. A rare pet like the raccoon was exciting, whether you play for 5 minutes or 5 months, and something rarely seen before happened. Grow a Guardian began pulling in audiences that Roblox had never reached before. Adults, retired seniors who all wanted to get the most mutations of their candy blossoms. People who saw a TikTok, downloaded Roblox for the first time in years, and found themselves staying up until 3 AM waiting for the shop to reset. The developers leaned into this with global update events, which kept the entire player base engaged simultaneously, and that's exactly what allowed the game to reach 20 million concurrent players. It's all because of the fear of missing out. But perhaps the most brilliant and controversial aspect of Grow a Guardian was its monetization model. Players could spend Robux to steal other players' fruits. It was genius from the developer's point of view, which is why it was controversial. No one wanted their fruits stolen, and it generated massive revenue. The community was divided. Some actually grinded legit, others loved joining servers with rich people in them just so they could spend Robux to steal their fruits and ruin their day. But everyone kept playing, because the fear of losing that on the way to be $1 trillion mutated fruit was almost as addictive as the hope of growing one. The impact was immediate. Steal a brain rot. Currently Roblox's second biggest game, with 1.5 million concurrent players, took this concept and ran with it. The entire game is just stealing. The mechanics decided as a controversial side feature in Grow a Guardian became the foundation for another massive hit. The hits, numbers no other game ever gets to see. And suddenly, the pattern became clear. Brief engagement windows, constant FOMO, RNG-driven rewards, and social pressure. Grow a Garden had accidentally created a blueprint for guaranteed success that was being copied across the whole platform. The cultural impact went beyond gaming. When Jandal, the game's creator, got married,
His Instagram, and his most recent post is an image from his wedding with a really meaningful paragraph, but that did not keep anyone from holding back in the comments. I know you have a wife and everything, but can you add naming pets? Bring Celestial back, bro. Please cotton candy seed for me. Please give me 10 candy blossoms and 10 moon blossom and 10 cherry blossom. Jandal, can I get $5?
Imagine creating that impactful of a game, where it becomes the only thing people know you for. During major updates, the chaos is biblical, content creators flood the platform, and player count spiked to 20 million, making Grow a Garden temporarily one of the most played games on earth. To put that into perspective, that's more concurrent players than any AAA game has ever seen. This simple fruit growing simulator was competing with billion-dollar franchises who never even get to see those numbers, and yet they invest all that money. The reason why Grow a Garden never fails to retain its players, at least for now, is a lot deeper than you think. The game succeeds because it exploits the same psychological mechanisms that make scrolling through social media addictive in the first place. It promises that something better is always just around the corner, just 5 more minutes, just one more shop reset, just one more fruit harvest. And Roblox as a platform is evolving to accommodate this. Games are becoming more focused on retention mechanisms than traditional gameplay. The most successful titles aren't necessarily the most creative, they're the most sticky. This isn't unique to Roblox. Mobile gaming has been perfecting these techniques for years, which is why everyone hates mobile games now. But Grow a Garden proved that even simplest concepts could become something. What's perhaps most concerning or impressive, depending on your perspective, is how effectively it works across age groups. Kids, adults, senior citizens, everyone falls into the same pattern of behavior. Today, Grow a Garden averages 2.5 million concurrent players. It's inspired countless imitators like Stilo Labubu. It's changed how developers think about game design on Roblox. And it's done all this with a concept so simple that you could explain this to your grandmother in 30 seconds. This is the story of how Grow a Garden became a global phenomenon, how simplicity became sophistication, how a small game accidentally cracked the code of constant engagement and changed the entire platform, in the process, in my opinion, for the worse. But here's the question that haunts me, and should probably haunt you too. Does Grow a Garden simplicity paint a good picture of Roblox's future, where games focus more on psychological engagement than actual quality and dedication? Simplicity is definitely a big part that plays into why everyone is addicted to Grow a Garden, because Grow a Garden as a game is very extra simple. It appeals to the broadest audience. I personally am not a big fan of Grow a Garden, although I do not really hate Grow a Garden as much as I hate Steal a Brain Rot, because Steal a Brain Rot player count is really undeserved. It's still insane to me how Grow a Garden is still keeping up with the player count. It's constantly at 2.5 million players, no matter what time it is, and honestly, it does not look like it's gonna fall off soon, but still, it has to fall off someday, because everyone can't just be growing their garden for eternity. But still, Grow a Garden has 22 billion visits, which is only half of what the visits Bloxfruits has, and Bloxfruits is the game on Roblox that has the most visits. And if it continues at this pace, Grow a Garden is gonna be the most visited Roblox game ever, very soon, and the most played Roblox game ever. It's genuinely insane how people are addicted to Grow a Garden, because they're not stopping. The player count is not dropping. Please release RLCs, type so this once. If you made it to the end of this video, subscribe and like, join my Discord, most importantly, and see you all in the next one.